Good morning, children. Do you know which festival are we celebrating on 25th October? Yes, correct. We are celebrating Dussehra, which is also called as Vijaya Dashmi. It is one of the major Hindu festivals that is celebrated all across India. The festival is known by different names in various parts of the country and is celebrated in a unique way everywhere. This festival occurs in the lunar month of Ashvayuja, which falls around October. Dussehra is derived from two Sanskrit words, Dasha and Hara, where Dasha means 10 and Hara means destroy. Therefore, if these two words are combined, Dussehra stands for the day when the 10 evil faces were destroyed by Lord Rama. We call this day as Vijaya Dashmi as a recognition of good over evil. Well, children, do you know what is the picture all about? Let me tell you. Those are effigies of demon king Ravan, his brother Kumbhakarna and son Meghnath, ready to be set on fire. And do y'all know why are they set on fire? It is because today is Dussehra. It is the day when we celebrate victory of good over evil. And these effigies represent evil. Well, children, you already know the legend of Lord Rama, that he was the eldest of the four sons of King Dussehra of Ayodhya and was married to Sita. He was a brave, kind and wise prince, and everyone adored him. As he was about to be crowned king, one of his stepmother forced her husband, the king, to send Ram into exile to a forest for 14 years and make her own son Bharat the new king. King Dussehra was heartbroken, but he granted her wish to keep a promise he had made to her long ago. Sita and Lakshman, Ram's younger brother, decided to follow Ram, and the three of them began their exile. They met many interesting adventures on their way to the forest. They lived in the forest for many years when one day, finding Sita all alone, Ravan, the demon king, kidnapped her and took her to his far-away kingdom called Lanka. When Ram found out, he set out with Lakshman to rescue his beloved wife. On the long way to Lanka, he met Hanuman. And who was Hanuman, children? Correct, the strong, powerful monkey god. He became Ram's great devotee and follower and helped him not only to raise an army but also to fight and win the battle against Ravan. Ravan was a great devotee of Brahma, the creator god. He received the nectar of immortality as a boon. This nectar was placed under his belly, and he would not die until the nectar lasted. On the other hand, his brother Kumbhakarna and son Meghnad had also pleased Lord Brahma and received boons. Kumbhakarna wanted power over all, but he accidentally asked for uninterrupted sleep. So he received a blessing that kept him asleep for 6 straight months in a year. Meghnad too had received a boon from Brahma that he would not be defeated in a battle as long as he performed a special fire offering called Yajna before every battle. He had many powerful weapons and could even perform many magical tricks. During the battle between Lord Ram and Ravan, Kumbhakarna had to be woken up from his deep sleep, and it took lots of drums and trumpets to accomplish that mighty task. He was not as evil as his brother, so he tried to convince Ravan to accept defeat and return Sita to Ram. But Ravan did not listen to him. Kumbhakarna was later killed by Ram. On the other side, Meghnad used his powerful weapons to kill many in Lord Ram's army and even succeeded in capturing both Ram and Lakshman in a trap made of serpents. But it was Hanuman who took help from Garud, the mighty eagle, who is considered an enemy of serpents and is also the vehicle of Lord Vishnu, the protector god. He ate the serpents and rescued the two brothers. Later, Lakshman decided to disrupt the sacred fire ceremony being performed by Meghnad and finally killed him. Now Ravan was the only powerful one left in his army, and as you know, he could not be killed because of the nectar of immortality kept under his belly. But Vibhushan, Ravan's brother, who had earlier joined the army of Lord Ram, gave out the secret. So Ram aims his arrow at Ravan's belly, and as it strikes him, the nectar spills over and Ravan is killed. And that is why we celebrate this day. It is believed that Ravan had 10 heads. It is said that he possessed great knowledge which was equal to the combined knowledge by 10 people. It is also said Ravan had 10 very evil characters in him. He had 10 negative emotions, which were ego, attachment, regret, anger, hatred, fear, jealousy, greed, lust, insensitivity. In spite of having so much of knowledge and power, Ravan did lots of bad things. Isn't it, children? Yes. And children, what lesson do we learn from this story? We learn that when knowledge and intelligence are put to bad use, they can be harmful. Now let us see the story behind the festival Vijayadashmi related to goddess Durga. We call this day as Vijayadashmi as a recognition of victory of good over evil. Long ago, there was a demon called Mahishasura. Mahisha means a bison. Mahishasura was given the name as he was born in the form of a bison. Being a powerful demon, Mahishasura desired to conquer all the three worlds in the universe. He began to pray for Brahma to acquire a boon to fulfill his desire. As his prayer continued for years, in spite of sun and storm, hunger and thirst, Brahma had to appear before Mahishasura.
No man in this universe should be able to kill me,
Was the boon obtained by Mahishasura from Brahma, because he was confident that no woman can ever fight with him. After obtaining the boon, Mahishasura broke loose on the universe and tortured everyone. Even the Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva were not able to restrain him. So they thought of finding a way to defeat Mahishasura. As there was a chance for a woman to kill Mahishasura, they wished to create a woman so powerful to defeat him. They combined the strength together and created the goddess Durga. They have gifted their weapons to her, who is ready for a fight with Mahishasura with not just 2 but 18 hands. Vishnu has given his Sudarshan Chakra, Shiva has gifted his trident, and Indra has granted his Vajrayudham to her. With such a great weapons in hand, Durga mounted on lion and started for a battle with Mahishasura. Mahishasura too was ready for the challenge. He attacked Durga with an army of millions of soldiers. He fought with her in the form of lion, elephant, and finally adds a bison. But Durga and her lion torn down the army of Mahishasura into pieces. After a fierce battle that continued for 9 days, Durga finally kills Mahishasura. The gods have created the occasion which is now continued as Vijaya Dashami. While the war continued for 9 nights, the festival days of Vijaya Dashami were called as Navaratri, and as the victory was achieved on the 10th day, it was also called as Dussehra. In these festival days, Durga was worshipped in different avatar and attires. Dussehra is celebrated with jubilance at every place in the world where Durga is worshipped. Durga is placed in every street of West Bengal these days. Dussehra is celebrated grandly in Chamundeshwari temple of Mysore. In Telangana, a festival called Batukamma is celebrated, where goddess is worshipped with flowers and songs. It's a belief that Rama killed Ravana on the very day people of North India stage shows called Ram Leela, depicting the war scenes between Rama and Ravana. According to Mahabharata, Pandavas has completed their Agyatvas on Vijaya Dashami. They were said to have taken their arms back, which were hidden upon a tree called Dashami. People worship Dashami tree on this day, remembering the occasion. Do you know, children, that we have gods and demons among us? The good qualities in us denote divinity, and our evil thoughts in us are demons. If we can free from the temptations of such evil thoughts, that's the true victory called Vijaya Dashami. All these stories have a common theme which clearly states that Dussehra marks the victory of the good over evil. On behalf of the management of St. Xavier School, I, Teacher Poonam Kolge, would like to wish everyone happy Dussehra. Thank you and have a blessed day ahead.